I'm a manifesting generator. So, and that's that's split off from my emotional authority. And so my whole life, I basically have lived like a sacral manifesting generator before human design. I made decisions in the now. I was quick. I just like, okay, whatever, yes, no, with my mind. And I could feel myself pushing in this direction. And meanwhile, I feel like I was dragging along this emotional system that was like boom, 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 and like creating all this chaos in my own system. And then, of course, in my life as a result. So as I started to clean that up, what it's about is if someone asks me if I'm available, or if like, Alannah, do you have the energy for this? And I can feel my uh-huh or my uh-uh. For me, if there's nervousness in my solar plexus, that means that I'm not clear, right? So what it feels like for me is the image that comes to mind is a lie detector test, the old lie detector test, where they would have that piece of paper that would be running along, and there would be this little machine, right? And it's just like, it's just stable, and it's leaving this really stable line, and it's kind of going da, 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 and then someone asks a question that's like that's nervousness in my system, right? So most of the time it's flat. It's like, okay, it's moving along, and then all of a sudden somebody asks me something. It's like, and I can feel that in, like, for me, it's on my right side, right below my rib cage, right in my abdomen, kind of an area. And so whenever I feel that, whenever I feel the nervousness, it's I can feel that I have the energy for something, but I'm just not clear on it yet. Right? So what's really helpful for me is if someone asks me, are you available? Uh-huh. Are you clear on that? Uh-uh. I'm not clear yet. Right? Now, there's a lot of, like, there's rules in human design where they say sleep on things, right? And that for me in the beginning is one of the most important things, because it just teaches you to wait as an emotional being, because we just have no practice doing that. We actually think as emotional beings that the faster we make a decision, the quicker we'll get out of all of this motorized energy, which is the solar plexus. It's a motor, so it's moving us, and it has a push to it. And when we're not comfortable being with that energy, the mind says, okay, let me just quickly make a decision and then this will stop. That's not true. Because actually, if I quickly make a decision and I make a decision and I move towards something, 9 times out of 10, it just creates more emotional energy and more emotional chaos in my system, and it just creates more chemistry. And so waiting to make a decision especially in the beginning, is absolutely essential. Now, I've been in human design for over 7 years now, so I can tell when I'm nervous about something or not. Like when I'm, like I'm in a relationship with someone, it's correct for me to be in this relationship. They ask me a question, do you have the energy to do this? Uh-huh. There's no nervousness. I just go with it, right? That's where I'm at. But when you're in the beginning of this process, it's so important that you start to clean up that solar plexus and really give it time, and give yourself time to really feel that. So it's like it's like this, the question is like, I'm a sacral being and I have emotional authority. How do they work together? It's like they work in concert with one another. The sacral's only in the now. It only responds in the now, and the emotional, the solar plexus, is over time. Right? And so whenever there's any sort of activity, solar plexus activity there, then the sacral has to bow to that. The sacral has to say, I'm going to wait for that.